That's another thing.
Compromise your energy. Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy. My friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.
I like that. Can't hear you.
Shalom Bahashim Yahweh HaKodesh Yisrael. We live and direct with
Yeah.
Balls, Green Balls, Fari X on alchemizing energy from darkness into light. How you doing, sister?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. You already know.
Ain't no it's cracking over there in Boston. It's been a long time, and I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad to be doing this interview with you. Because I remember the interview you did with me a couple of years back, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been keeping up with you and your progression and your music, which we will get into that, and some videos. I'm working with
Yeah.
Havoc from Mob Deep. Shout out to the
Yes.
producer Havoc, Mob Deep. But
Mm-hmm.
let's get straight to it. Who is Queen Boss Fiery X? Where you from? What you about? Talk to us.
Wow. So now you get to interview me. I'm not the person doing the interview. So for those who don't know, all right, so Queen Boss Fari X is an alter ego of mine. Okay. It's another one of my monikers. Um, one of my stage names as an artist, a musician. I am from Boston and by way of Atlanta and East Oakland. So I got a little bit of the three, a lot of Boston in me, but other people will say, no, you're from Atlanta. They're like, no, you're from Oakland. But it's a mixture of all three, and people from all states will say, all cities will say I'm from there. That's who I am. I'm Queen Boss. Fari X, and Fari is Wolof for a leader or a queen. And as you know, and some who don't know, X is unknown. So that is my last name, X.
Okay. Wow, wow. Yeah, it definitely was. I can't believe I'm interviewing you and I'm nervous. That's what I mean. I interviewed a lot of people, but you know, you fiery X. So tell me, like Boston, how was it like growing up in Boston? You always hear when people bring up Boston, Massachusetts, you might hear Benzino. That's like the first name you might hear Benzino. Even a lot of people don't know Guru, the late, may he rest in
Yeah.
completeness, the late Guru, Gang Star, et cetera, et cetera. What part of Boston you grew up in, and just give us a little brief synopsis about how was it growing up in Boston?
All right. Well, um, I kind of grew up all over the city.
Okay,
Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Um, I grew
absolutely.
up in all three. Yeah, all three of them. So, and it was growing up here. I don't like to reveal my age, okay? But I'm gonna say this. I grew up in the 90s, all right? And it was totally different than how it is in 2024, you know? Very I guess you would say it was more rough when I was growing up. In the '90s here, um, kind of dangerous for the most part. You had to know someone, to be in certain areas growing up here. It wasn't as safe as it is now, and it's still a little dangerous in some areas here. Although they have gentrified the city a lot since the 90s and the early 2000s, it's still dangerous in certain parts of Boston. It's not all what it's cracked up to be, what people think it is when they hear or when they think of Boston. Unlike you named black faces. Most people, when they hear Boston, they're talking about
Excuse me,
the Celtics.
Fari,
They're talking about the
real
Celtics. Yeah.
you hear me? If you can you
Hmm.
turn your camera horizontal? If you
Okay,
can,
okay.
like, just turn. There you go.
Oh.
Perfect. Yeah. Let
Okay,
I'll
okay.
find some girl.
All right, let me do it like this then, because I don't
That
want
is
to.
perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We see you. We can see you perfect. We see you perfect.
You see me? Okay, okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was just like that's basically how it was here, that's how it was. But like I said, people they when they hear of this when they hear the city, they think of like the sports teams. You know what I'm saying? They think of hella Irish
Fact.
folks. They think of Irish folks. They think of
Right. And,
Italians and stuff like that.
and
But
speaking,
the
they're wrong.
city is that's not what the
Not to
city's
cut
about
you off,
though.
but speaking about not to cut you off, but speaking about Irish and Italian, I heard like in Boston, the time when you was coming up in Boston, I don't know if it's like that now, but there was a lot of
Yeah.
segregation. It's fine. There was like a lot of segregation in Boston, with races, different things like that. Did you experience the racial tension in Boston?
Okay, so
I heard like the Irish.
I'm gonna be absolutely like 100 with you. I didn't experience racism growing up here. I wasn't even around white folks like that to experience it.
Okay,
So,
right.
yeah, I dealt with more so colorism versus racism. So I didn't deal with the racism part, and I didn't go in white folks' areas to deal with it. So yeah, there was a form, I guess, somewhat segregation in the way then because they wasn't really in our area like that. There was white folks here, but they wasn't your typical white folks. They were like Knox. They were a lot of them were fiends or they was from the hood. They came from the struggle and stuff like that. So um the ones that you did see, you know, but yeah, I didn't deal with the racism all that. I stayed away from them folks. Like so and they did have their areas. They still have the areas out here. So same way.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. I want to touch on your first love in hip hop. Your first lover. Yeah. I know I'm a '70s baby. Um also, you can be comfortable. You can scoot back a little bit so I can see the rest of your head. Because you like forward, but you can
Oh,
scoot back. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
you good. You good. You good. You good. Now, I grew up in, men, we don't care about telling our ages. I was born in 1976. So I grew up in Philly listening to hip hop. And like my first love in hip hop is when I heard the Double Dutch Bus. You know what
Uh-huh,
I'm
uh-huh.
saying? Um, and Sugar Hill Gang, Rappers Delight, and all that. When was your first contact with hip hop, and it affect you at the time when you first dealt with hip hop?
That's crazy. You said Rapper's Delight. So that was one of mines. Like
Okay,
legit.
okay,
Legit with hip hop. That was definitely one of the songs, you know,
okay,
from rap. Yes. Like so it was Sugar Hill, like because I
okay,
was raised around older people, you know. So this is what I heard. After that, I would say honestly. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it had to been like a mixture of MC Light and Salt and Pepper. You
Okay.
know, MC Light and Salt and Pepper. My mom, she was a dancer, so I definitely was into the whole dancing part of hip hop. Um, so then shortly after that, into the late 80s, no, the early 90s, um, they Raven Simone became a rapper, and she
Mm.
was somewhat around
Yeah.
my age. Remember,
Right.
she was
Right.
somewhat around my
Yeah.
age, and she had a song out called "That's What Little Girls Are Made Of," and
Yeah.
that song made me really want to make my first rap song. So I already was listening to hip hop artists and stuff like that, and I was already writing poetry, but I didn't actually write my first like song until I heard and saw Raven Simone on that music video.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
oh, her in that group ABC,
Another bad creation.
right?
Uh, we revealing ages. We revealing ages through
Yes,
like
yes,
they
that
remember
group.
the song. They had the song Aisha.
Yep,
Aisha, you
Aisha. Hmm.
I remember that.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, so it was
you're being
definitely
in,
ABC and
so you being influenced by Sugar Hill Gang, MC Light. I'm pretty sure Queen Latifah, all these, different
it
people, Raven, so huh?
it really wasn't Queen Latifah though. It was really with those people I just named. It was them.
Okay,
Like Queen Latifah
okay,
didn't have nothing to do with it at all. It was really them. It
okay,
was really when I think about it, it was more so male hip hop artists, Onyx,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I
yeah,
remember when they
Onyx.
first. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Onyx. I
yeah,
listen to Onyx a lot. I used to listen to Crucial Conflict. Like it was male hip hop artists that kind of influenced me. And then it wasn't until like the mid to late '90s when the female artists really began to influence me, and that was more so Junior Mafia. Little Kim. You know, um,
right.
Foxy Brown. Charlie Baltimore. That's when
Shout
they
out to
started.
Charlie Carter.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as hip hop is affecting you socially, how are you dealing with the climate from the neighborhood that you was in? Because I've heard many stories about Boston. Like it can go down. It's like that out there. When you in the hood,
Mhm.
sometimes you can get caught up a little bit. How did you manage to deal with your surroundings, socially,
Mm.
so to say? Did the hood play a role in your upbringing? I mean, you don't have to put out too much because we're live. But how did it deal with you? How did you deal with it? Environmentally, mentally, to where you at today.
Yeah, Boston definitely. I mean, this is why they raised me. So I became a product of my environment, and
Right.
so like what you see. Okay, so who a lot of people came to love and know maybe like 6 years ago when I was on my activism, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. That was the change of Fari. Okay. That was me growth and development. All right. That was me going through my growth and development. So Boston definitely made me like a savage, so to say. I was wild. I was many, Um, I was just getting into a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been getting into. And within my old music, like in 2009, 8, 7, you can hear, the type of mindset I had back then because it was all in my lyrics, all in my songs. So it definitely made me a tough female, very tough. It made me a hustler being grown up here because I had to figure out a way to survive out here on my own, you know? So it made me a hustler. It made me the entrepreneur I am now. Um, it made me just a serious go-getter, you know? That's just what it is. Everything that you hear, every part of me, it really it stems from Boston. Then the other parts come from other places. Um, Maybe I guess some people say that I give off female pimp vibes or whatever. I would say that probably comes more so from living in Cali, you know. Then the other part of me that people hear, maybe like the sexual, the grown and sexy part, that's me being in the South, you know. So it's a mixture of things that you'll hear from me, and you'll hear it in my music. But Boston is the number one um, city or effect that you'll hear in me in my music is Boston, definitely.
Okay. So when did you like, okay, once you was so getting into now, you having contact with these artists that you were seeing as you was coming along. Now you evolving and listening to Crucial Conflict, Junior Mafia. I definitely Lil Kim. Shout out to Little Kim. Shout, I
Right.
love me some Foxy Brown. Shout out to Foxy Brown, etc. And it's funny that you're saying these two, and we will show one of your videos during this presentation. When I actually seen your one of your latest videos, immediately I thought of Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. When I seen certain vibe, and not only were they sexy and strong-willed, um, they also were very intelligent women, because a lot of people look at, the screen, they might see a Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, but when you actually really sit down with a lot of these sisters, they be very, very knowledgeable. But before we get into your process of getting into the music industry, tell us briefly your travel and consciousness. Because I remember when you interviewed me, I know that you were heavy into the Kemetic school of thought. Could you give
Sure.
us a brief synopsis of your spiritual evolution and entwine it with that connection with hip hop?
Yes. So, like I was said earlier, previously, I was out there. I was wild, and I had to do some soul searching. I had to figure out why my life was going a certain way, why things were happening the way they were happening and weren't happening how I wanted it to go. So I just, I started diving into books. I started reading different I started reading different beliefs or different scriptures from different religions, and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I done read the Quran, I done read the Torah, I done read, as you know, we done spoke about this on my show. I done read, the Bible. I done got into Wicca. I done read almost every book that had to do with religion to figure out what I wanted to do with myself. But see, the thing is that I came up with 5%, so I already was reading and studying the 120. Um, but I was just searching for more because I felt empty. I felt like there was something missing and I just didn't feel complete. And no one should be walking around feeling incomplete. So I started looking more into the Kemetic school of thought, and which was interesting. Still is very interesting to me. I um I even looked at what you believe in. I looked at everything, and I sit there and I follow and I take in, and I just pick and choose from the bone, and I take what I want to take, and I go with it. But going into basically, I don't adhere to no religion. I don't. And a lot of people know that about me. I just don't. I will not do that to myself. You know, um, but I am very spiritual, as many know. I um I believe in myself. I believe in you. You know, I believe in everything that I see, everything that I know was here. I and I just use, my beliefs and my knowing to go about what I do in my music. Whatever I believe in, and it just plays a crucial part of what I write in my music, my books, my movies, and everything. You know, I um I just study a lot. I study a lot, and it just really made me a more, I would say it made me a better person to not be in one box and just say, you know what, I'm Christian or I'm Muslim or anything. Me just being able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna read the Bible today, or I'm gonna look into the Quran today, or I'm going to talk to Mighty Hebrew today and see what he has to say about this. That keeps my mind open. It just does not allow me to be stuck, I guess so to say. I'm not stuck in one place, and it allows me to, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just not stuck in one place. I can actually talk to people who believe in all walks of life, and it helps me in my life every day, and I don't look down on no one who is a Christian or anyone who is a Muslim or anyone who is a Catholic or anything. I don't look down on them. I listen to what they have to say, whether I feel it's full of crap or not. I listen to them, and I'm like, okay, why do they think this? Why do they feel like this? And all right, well, let me look into it. Maybe there's something there that I'm missing, and maybe it will help me today with something, you know? So that's just
Absolutely.
basically how it helps me when it comes to my creativity and music and everything. Just listen to other people's thoughts, and just not just close them out just because I don't believe in it.
Absolutely. And speaking about music, so now, when was your first contact when it comes to the music industry? Now we getting into, we see you come out of Boston. We know that, I'm not gonna reveal, I don't know your direct age, you Fiery X, you Infinity. So
I
we see you
am.
coming out of Boston. And in this process, you're traveling, you're going to California, you're going to Atlanta, you're experiencing different things. You're experiencing the hood from all these different
Oh,
areas. And
yeah.
then you're having this spiritual awakening, so to say. Now, with all this taking place, when was your first contact with now becoming the artist Fiery X?
It was in California. It definitely was in Cali. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
I started actually taking my music seriously when I was in the Bay Area and I was dealing with E40 at the time. So that's when it
Oh,
began. And then eventually I
shout out
moved
to
to
Boston.
Vegas. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Eventually I moved to Vegas. And I was just doing my thing in Vegas for a little while. And I was going back and forth between Vegas and Atlanta, and then I just settled in Atlanta. So I was just kind of making my tracks and making connections and meeting people all over and just, doing my thing or whatever. But it started in Cali, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so bang, you in Cali,
Well,
E40, you
well,
know.
actually, I'm
Uh,
sorry. Actually, let me take that back. Before I left Boston, actually, Little John was up here. And he was like he was doing something around the neighborhood I lived in. So actually I made my first like connection with him here. And then I
okay.
was in Cali. Because shortly after that, that's when I moved to Cali. So yeah, it actually started here in Boston and then it went into Cali.
Okay. So bang, Boston, shout out to Lil John. So you
Yeah.
meet up with him, then you shoot over to Cali, you hitting with E40. So I imagine you go to Atlanta. What's going on in Atlanta? What's brewing over there? Because Atlanta is like, you can either become a star or become lost. So what's going on in Atlanta?
So when I got there, I was definitely lost. Okay. I was lost. I was lost in the sauce. You know, I'm coming from the West Coast, going into the A. I was lost in the sauce and everything. But and I was also starting my awakening during that time as well. So I was kind of in the hip hop, but I was coming out of it too. You know, there was things I was seeing I didn't like. Um, I just didn't want to be a part of certain things. So I was going through my awakening, you know, and I was meeting people that I needed to see in the land. I was seeing a lot of our faces, you know, and meeting people who had like minds and people who were not who were non-religious and so forth. So it kind of during that time period, a lot of things was happening amongst our people. You know, a lot of killings, a lot of slayings from the police on our people. A lot of stuff was happening back then. So I started becoming more revolutionary, more political, you know. So I at that time as well, I started, like I said, I started stepping away from the hip hop because there was things I wasn't liking, things I didn't want to do in the game itself, and I started leaning more into the political side, the activism side, and I was. Hmm? Oh, they got the weight. And then I was also, you know, making my music at the same time. I'm sorry, I was making my music at the same time. So it was like, all right, what am I going to do here? Am I going to do the music or am I going to be an activist? You know? So I tried to step away from the music, but I couldn't because I've been doing music since I was a child. And but I was so heavy in the activism world. But decided to make a song. And I released the song, but I didn't promote it. It had got a lot of views on SoundCloud, and it was a conscious record. It was my first conscious record I ever released. And yeah, in Atlanta, it made me, I became more awake, more awoken in Atlanta, and it made me create conscious hip hop, you know. And I kind of dropped the bad bitch name. I didn't want to call myself that no more. I was like, nah, I'm an empress, I'm a queen, you know. You know, it was just like I saw myself looking at black men a whole lot different. I had more respect for black men than I ever had in my life, you know. I, I grew to love the black man more than I ever did in my life when I moved to Atlanta. And but then like I said, I stepped away from the music to focus on activism, but I went right back to it because I can't stay away from entertainment. It's like I just love the music. I love the entertainment. But as much as I love our people, I love music the same way. So it's like an equal thing there. So I hope I answered that
Absolutely.
question.
Oh, you said well said. So you dropped this conscious rap on SoundCloud. You getting a lot of momentum. Are you meeting any artists? Was there anybody that you started to work with? We didn't get to Havoc yet because that seemed Havoc
Yeah.
seemed like he came later. He came later. But while you in Atlanta, are you meeting different artists? What's going on? Different executives in the
Yeah.
music industry. What's going
So that song I dropped on SoundCloud, it got like
on?
600 something thousand plays on it. And
Damn.
so yeah, so basically it picked up a buzz, you know, and that actually is how I ended up meeting Jermaine Dupri and Havoc. So like that's how it all began. Like, and I met them, and it kind of was like I didn't work with Jermaine though. Just, you know, we just had a friendship. You know, I didn't actually do no music with him or anything like that. Um, I wanted to, you know, but it was he just didn't. We just didn't work for each other. You get what I'm saying? Um, it was more so. It was half. It was half.
Okay.
So
So talk
yes,
to us about Havoc work because matter of fact, May Prodigy from Mob Deep continue to rest in completeness. Um, let's talk about Mob Deep Havoc. 'Cause, like when I heard Shook Ones, it was when that album came out, when he came out, and that's a lot of people don't know about Havoc. Havoc been producing and making beats since he was a young boy when they before I believe they were known as juvenile delinquents. and then from juvenile delinquents, they became known as Mob Deep.
Hmm.
From Queensbridge, I know when you start working with Havoc, that spark came back because Boston, New York, very similar when
Very
it comes
close.
to
Yeah.
the swag, the flow, et cetera, et cetera. So tell us about your beginnings of meeting Havoc and Mob Deep and what's going on now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, like dealing with, so I'm down south. I've been down south for years. I was down south, back west and down south. So I wasn't really dealing with folks up top like that. Besides like my family, I was doing a little bit of marketing promotions for Boston artists and stuff like that, but I wasn't doing music with them. The music I was working, the artists I was working with down south or back west. So yeah, talking to Hav was like, oh shoot, it's Havoc. Like, what? Like this can't be true. Like, ain't no way. Because I definitely was a Mob D fan. So I'm like, what? This is unbelievable. Like, but see, the thing is, when me and him first started dealing with each other, yes, music is how we connected, but we wasn't working with each other on music. He actually was coming to my shop. As you know, I create products, healing products and so forth. So he was a customer. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's kind of his way of trying to get to know who I was and see what I was about. So he was like, a customer of mine and everything. And then it got to the music and he was like, yo, like you're hot. Like you're hot. Yeah, you need to just
Right.
keep doing it. You need to keep going. I was like, no, I think I'm too old for this. Too old? Are you crazy? He's like, you mean too old? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think I'm too old, and I don't want to do certain things. I don't want to get a fake butt. I don't want to get fake breasts. I don't want to do these things. That's all I'm telling him, I don't want to do this. Like he's like, nah, man. Like F, he's like F all that. Like you need to go and you need to do that music because you're dope. And he said, and you got a different sound, and you actually from up here. He was like, and you got a different sound, and he was like, I'm gonna give you some beats. I want you to spit something on one of my beats. I need you to make some music. And I'm like, I definitely hesitated for a couple of years. I did because I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't know, man. Like, and I was so scared. Like, I don't know because because what I wanted to rap about wasn't what people listen to. So I'm like, I don't rap the same no more. I'm not on my gritty, grimy street, talk no more. Like I'm a little different. I'm grown and sexy. So what do the grown and sexy then? What's happening? What's stopping you? I'm like, I don't know. People want to hear that. But then I still had my other side where I still had tapped into my street side a little bit. So I started making that music. And before I started releasing the music, he was, of course, listening to my music and stuff. And he was like, he started calling me the queen. You the queen of Boston. I said, I don't know about all that now. Like, we got some females in Boston too that are spitting. And he was like, nah, you the queen. He was like, you keep going. I'm trying to tell you. Nah, but this Koi, she's from, Matt. No, 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 no. Well, Bia, she's no, 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 no. He's like, nah, nah, like you. And I'm like, but see, that was his way of saying, like, letting me know that you have your own throne, you know, like you do what you gotta do. And that's what I did. And I just started doing the music. And then I released I Want You and like 3 years ago or something like that. And that music made it on, iTunes. It was on the charts and everything. I mean, it made it on, yeah, it was on the charts. It was on first, it was on the top 50, then it was on the top 25. It did so good. And I was like, wow, like they like that sound. They like that. So I started creating music, like more music in that sound.
Speaking, if you can hear me, DJ Genesis, I'll put the link in. We're gonna look at one of your videos. Listen, I went through your. I remember when you dropped that album 3 years ago, and Havoc did some production on it. That was banging. But this video that we're going to show, I like the video. It showed you in different ways because the Fari X I know is this conscious vegan life queen, right? And then when I seen this side, I said, oh no. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting up watching it. And I was showing a couple producers out here in Tanzania, East Africa. I was like, yo, check my home girl out. They like, man, we gotta get her out. I said, soon we gonna work with her. So if you hear me, DJ Genesis, are you there? I want you to pull up. I sent you a link. We're gonna watch this brief video of Fiery X. It was like I felt like I was in the movies watching this joint. I
I
watched
already know what video it is. I already know. Like,
I love that joint. And then at the end, I'm like, yo, you know what it also remind me of? What's the female actor name? Um, she like Asian and black. She be on the Tubi station.
I don't
Man,
know. Who is he?
she got this one joint where she was very in love with the boyfriend, and then he betrayed her. And then from there, she just went crazy, and all the men, she was killing them, and she had them in the basement. If she was in Atlanta, just crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, it remind me of that. So we'll just wait for. I'm gonna continue on for whenever DJ Genesis put the video up, then we'll watch the video. But so now you working with Havoc and Mob D. He's pushing
Mhm.
you. He's saying you the queen, you the boss. Boom.
Need a boss. Yes. Yes, he definitely
I
did.
seen,
And
I seen you was doing a video project. Well, also another sister that rap too. Y'all got some videos together. Tell me about that experience as you dealing with that. Tell us about. Oh, it's
all right.
Awesome. It's So that's we can watch this. Explain the name of this video. Um, I want you to give the audience the name of this video, and after it, she let it.
Damn,
This
baby.
is everything.
I'm
This is
tired of going through
everything.
shit. You say you love me, but you ain't acting like it. I need motion. You know actions speak louder than words. Baby, you changing on me. I'm doing what I have to do to get us back right, and now it's all on you. Yeah, it's story time. I never thought we would be like this. It's so deep. I gives a fuck what no one thinks. You all me. When I do for you, you do for me. That's facts, babe. Vice versa, like it's supposed to be. We be facing the world without a bit of fear. I fight any bitch off because our love is real. When my heart's in pain, so hurt you wipe my tears. You the only nigga real, the only one I feel. If shit hits the fan to 12, we'll never squeal. So tight like a legal bomb. If the next nigga hollers, I see through him, keep it moving, cause our love is strong. You my everything, you the guy,
You the
babe.
guy, babe. All right. All right. All right. I can't hear.
Yeah, we can't play the whole thing because we can't get
Right.
struck down.
Right. Right.
So, oh man. Well, I'm gonna say, listen. At the end of that, I didn't even know it was going to take that twist, and you could tell us about that. So tell us about this production. Who were some of the producers in this video, and tell us about this video. What's going on?
All right. So, so that song, I forgot what track number that is on Fariism, but that's on Fariism. It's a part of a storyline. One of the producers is Have. Um, Director, myself, and Steven Sticks Josie also helped direct that film, that video. Um, so yeah, it was just basically about a female who trusted a man, her boyfriend. She believed in him. He was sleeping with her best friend, and she trusted her best friend to take over the house, take over her apartment while she's gone out of town. She came back a little early. When she came back, she caught her boyfriend and her best friend sleeping with each other. So she popped them both. Bottom line,
Ooh,
she popped them both.
oh,
Yes,
yeah,
like
I seen
that was
that.
it. Like
You put the clip all up in there. So, and also in the video, I seen something that touched me. You called your father in the video, and you let your father know, man, I just killed this nigga. I killed my boyfriend. And your
mhm.
father was like, okay, baby, I'll come clean it up. What I got out of that is the unconditional love that a father has for his
For a
daughter.
daughter,
Like,
for a daughter, right,
yeah,
right, right.
people they just look at the surface, I ain't cleaning up a murder. But one thing that we don't get, and that also shows your character, because earlier you was talking about you have more of a higher respect for the black man, and
I
you
do.
called your father, and you let your father know what was going on, and he came and he took care of that for you. That was like one of the touching moments that I had, me being intimate with that video, a father's love for his daughter. Could you express more about that
Yes.
situation?
So I want to make it clear that that man is not my real father. That is Steven
Right,
Six Josie. So my
right, right.
real father, um, in real life, my real father would do that for me. You know,
Mm,
when I say I love the black man, I love him like unconditionally. I've been there's women out there, black women who get their heart broke by a black man. All of a sudden, niggas ain't shit. Oh, when they turn around, they want to start punching on the white man now. All of a sudden, the white man's their god and everything. Never that with me. Never. I've been hurt by only the black man. 'Cause that's the only man I've ever been with, and I'll never turn my back on the black man. My father is the reason why I'll never turn my back on the black man because my father has never turned his back on me. You understand what I'm saying? My father has been there for me through since I was born. Even when he was incarcerated, even when he got out, when my father was strung out on drugs, my father was always there for me. You understand what I'm saying? So the type of love I get from my father, I can't even I can't express how grateful I am to have that man as my father. You understand what I'm saying? And to say that my father is a black man, like a real black man, a man that keeps the RBG flag hung up in his room type of black man. So my daddy is down for his daughter. So I wanted to make sure that was depicted in my video as well. Like my
got,
father, if I ever did anything, my father is he's gonna have my back, just like I would have
mhm,
his back. So simple
absolutely.
as that, So yeah, that's definitely,
Shout out
yeah.
to the black man. Shout out to the fathers, because we be getting a bad deal. You know what's going on, Fiery X. We get a bad
Yeah.
deal in the media, a smear campaign. And
Mhm.
since we on that vibe, I gotta, even with the P. Diddy situation, we're still seeing this demise of the black man, so to say, even with that. So, I got to get a little geopolitical with you. I got to, because it wouldn't be right. You fiery acts. So,
Right.
you see what's going on right now. And I'm only speaking to you on this because we're in this area briefly. Um, hold on. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. Yep. Also, we see this thing where Homeland Security come in, they invade his situation. They claim that these things were going on for over 3 decades, and charges upon charges, and people
Hmm.
are, implemented. You got certain individuals that's, and I'm not saying no names. You know me. I'm not saying no names. So you
Yeah.
got individuals that's putting that out there. What's going on in your mind right now when we see the fall of these black men? We see Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, P. Day. The list goes on and on. Even as far as Tupac, Mike Tyson. What is your feelings right now with the P. Diddy situation and what's going on in the music industry right
All right, so you know what? To be absolutely honest, I haven't even spoken on his situation. I don't even post about that man at all. You know, because I try to stay out of the politics now. But I have mixed feelings. I do. You know, it's clear he did something, but did he do all of that? I don't even. I'm not gonna say I highly doubt it. You know, I just don't know. You know, I don't know. I would hope he didn't. But I do definitely feel like he's targeted. You know, I feel like he's targeted just like everyone else was targeted. This the
now?
sad thing is he did something, and now that's why they targeted him, and they're just putting all this stuff on him. Like, and I really, I just, I don't want to say I don't think he did it because I don't know him. You know, I would just hope. I just hope he didn't do those things. You know, it's just like because it just seems some of the things that they're saying he did is just kind of crazy. You know, like it's just it doesn't even make sense. Some of the things that they're saying that he did, it doesn't even make sense because why would he do it? Is the question. Like he's Puffy. Why would Puffy have to rape anyone? You know, that's how I was seeing it at first. Like that's Puffy. Like, why would he have to rape
Right.
anyone? I mean, that's crazy to me. Like he has way too much money to just be going around having to rape someone when he can just when these broads out here are all about money, all he gotta do is throw a couple of few 100,000 in their face and they'll bust it open for him. So I'm like, why would he have to rape these people? Like, but
Or if excuse me, not to cut you off, if possible, the R word, you can replace it with great. I'm sorry for
rape,
being G.
rape.
Yeah, great. Yeah, say
All right,
grape. You know,
okay.
you know, only
All right.
because of
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right,
But
all right. Yeah, but you know, but why would he have to do that? Why? You know, it doesn't even make sense to me. But people do things that don't make sense all the time. They really do. They do things that don't make sense. You know what I mean? That's why I said I can't put nothing past him. I just hate that it's happening to him. I hate that it
yeah,
happened to I hate that it happened to R. Kelly. I hate that he did what he did as well and whatever else they're trying to say that he did, you know, because I really don't think he did everything that they're saying that he did either. Um, I just hate that they did certain things because now they have the power to say they did everything. You know, they have the
mm,
power to put whatever they want on him, on each of them right now at this point. So
that's right.
it's just it's sad to me because like I said earlier, I really do love the black man. I do. And I hate to see them going through certain things, you know?
Yeah,
It's just terrible.
and
And the fact that
I, I could
huh?
tell that it's I could tell that it's kind of touching you because of your feelings for the black man. And I'm just going to say it crystal clear. I believe it's a conspiracy. You understand? I do acknowledge that Puff Daddy did do some things. He did some
Right.
things,
He did
but
something, but
but I don't think, but I don't
yeah,
think that they locked him up because of them things. I think that just became like collateral damage, so to say. But if we go deeper into the matrix of that thing, I think that, him being a puppet on the string, he wanted to be the puppet master. And there was some people that he rubbed wrong. And I
right,
truly believe that it had something to do with his ties with the Ciroc and, different things. And, he wanted, to sue that company. He wanted our own black, DJ Genesis Detroit pointed this out in one of the presentations that he wanted to create an all black political party separated from the Democrat, Republican, et cetera, et cetera. So Puff Daddy behind the scenes was also involved geopolitically when it came to trying to develop a power force with some of the most powerful black men in the United States. So there was
Mm,
a lot of things going on that had to be stopped. You know, it's very unusual that Homeland Security runs into the home of a person that's quote unquote a U.S. citizen. So there's a lot. Me personally, I believe they ran in there to get whatever tapes that Puff had over the heads of these people. We gotta wipe that information out, and whatever's left, he gonna get all that. You know, because I've never seen the rise and fall of the black man on the screen like 2024. 2024, even Cat Williams said, this is the season of exposure when we see that. So, and I'm just glad that being in the music industry that you kept it focused. How did you stay focused and not getting caught up in that world, so to say? Because as we can see, you didn't get caught up. I'm not asking you, did you go to any P. Diddy parties, but did you ever mingle and go to just any gatherings in general with these, you
I
know,
did.
people? You there?
Yeah.
You've been okay. Talk to us.
Yeah, I have. I haven't been to a Puffy party, but I've been to a JD party and Puffy,
Okay,
you know, you know what I mean? So I've been, yeah. So,
okay.
um, I don't know. All I gotta say is that I know that things be happening, but I don't know what
No,
happened
you
with Puffy. You know what I'm saying?
you
Like,
ain't
it's
got
just that, yeah, I don't know what happened with Puffy. It hurts me. You know what I'm saying? It just hurts me to
that.
even see these things going down. And then to see
Right.
that his children are involved, his children are all on social media now, babies and minors and just a whole bunch of stuff. It's bothersome. You know, every
Yeah.
time I go on
Yeah.
Instagram, seeing something about one of his children or all of his children. It's just like they really don't deserve that. It's like they're attacking his whole family. They really
Yeah, I
are.
see that.
The whole family, the children and everything, the daughters, the sons, even the baby. He has like a 3-month-old baby. I didn't even know he had a baby that little, you know? But they're just attacking everyone. And it's just not okay to me. Like it's not. And the only thing I will say about the parties is that like I said, I can't speak on his party, you know, but I will say that the parties are very similar, all right? And you you're grown, you go there, you consent to what you consent to, you know, and you know full well that there's a possibility of being drugged. You know there's a possibility, but you want to be. These women, they chose to be in these certain situations that they were in. They did because they could have left. They didn't have to stay for these things, like to those certain extents to how it went. They didn't have to stay. And they know. Everyone knows what's going on in these parties when they go there. They know, you know.
Well,
So
and remember,
like
and so you'll know, I just want to make it clear. I don't want to put you on the spot. You don't have to
like
answer any question. That you understand? So let's make
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
clear. You don't have to answer
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
And and I know what it's hitting for. So yeah, we got DJ Genesis Detroit in the building. How
Hey,
you
I'm still
doing, DJ?
charging. I'm still charging up stuff. My wire Wi-Fi was down. I was on my phone running things from my phone. That's why I had a trouble getting the video up. But listen,
Okay.
I really wanted to like give you a shout out. You're so correct about us and these men because instead of us like fighting, because we have other things like Princella. Kind of you have the red pill and then you have the pink pill, and you have a lot of people fighting amongst each other on YouTube, like the male and female that are kind of going against each other since that kind of red pill thing has been coming out. And
Yes.
it's like even like when it comes to dating and things like that, it's been made it very difficult for black women, to even get into the dating field, because you have this ideology around where the males are kind of dissing the women. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, you know, and now with this Diddy situation, the abuse and that was the abuse that was shown on that hotel video, they're kind of like making it so that because that got put out, that everything is true. And I think that you're right about that as well, because that one thing is true, everything's got to be true, and
Mm-hmm.
he might have been he might have been a little bit high, and when got abusive when he would get high. This I've never heard of this pink stuff called Tusi, but that stuff I'm like, whoa, that's a mixture between a hallucinogen, MDMA, and all kind of different
Right.
stuff. So you don't know what a person might flip out. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're on that stuff. So it
Right.
might not even been him, because he's on this
Mm-hmm.
substance.
Right.
So, and I've been in the rave scene. If you've been in the parties and nightclubs and anything like that, nightclubs, period, have wild stuff going on.
Right.
And now you got a private element, you got an elitist element. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have, if you go to a swingers party, people gonna be getting down. There's all kind of wild stuff, parties. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why they act like he invented these parties.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been
Right.
hearing
That's what
about
I
this,
was saying.
so I just wanted to come up here and just
Like,
give you your props and
thank you. Like,
on the show.
and and it's not me, and I'm not being, what they call it, a what do they call us women that agree with everything the man says? What do they call us?
Hold
A
on.
yes man? What do they call us?
Yeah, what? No, it's a word for it. Hold on.
It's a word for.
Yes,
Oh, no, it's
No,
a different word they be calling us. They be calling us the
just pearly things. They called her that. You ever heard of just pearly things?
yeah, they be calling us
like,
names.
oh,
It's a name. No, it's
I
not a
understand what
yes
you're
man.
saying.
Yeah, but I'm not being that person.
Right.
But if that's what they want to call me, then fine, I'll be that. But by me saying that the women are putting themselves in that situation, that's not me riding for the man. That's just me being honest and being truthful. A pick me. That's the word, a pick me. Yes, you
Pick
want to
me.
call me.
Yeah,
You want to call me a pick me, then put the missus on it or the queen then, okay? Queen pick me then, okay? If that's what you want to call me, all right? Because I'm just gonna say how it is, and the truth is, they put themselves in them certain situations because they know better and they still go, you know. So that's just what it is. So how are you going to sit there and say, oh, it's his fault? No, it's not. But then at the same time, like Genesis was saying, now it's like for whatever reason, a lot of black men are like they're dogging the women now. Like, and
Let's not
and
forget these
it's
people
just
whose parents bring their kids to these artists to try to get fame, and
they
darn
do.
near sell their own children out and let their kids. Like, I don't know what was going on even with that one videotape with Usher, and what he had custody of Usher. I'm like, what? I was
Yeah,
like, what? How do you have custody of Usher?
he's not. He's not the only one. He's not. Usher's not the only kid though that he had
So
custody of. Only grown star that he had custody of when he was a child. So,
how
you
do you
know,
get custody of somebody? The parents must be
their parents are
giving
giving
them.
them. The
It must be
parents are
on.
giving them.
That is crazy. I would never give up custody.
That, but
Custody.
that's just like. But that's just like. Wait. That's just like. That's just like like Bow Wow. He was with JD and he was with Puffy. You know,
Wow. And
Mama. Mama had him in both houses. Like
so
so, the parents are doing that.
do the parents? Is it like a temporary? Why do they need to have custody though? Maybe it's
I don't
so
think.
they monitor the child.
Honestly, this is okay. Honestly, now this is me not being the pick me. This is me being telling you again how I honestly feel. Like I feel like the parents knew what they was doing. They gave up that they gave custody to them for that money because he offered money to them. And so they took the money. So they sold their child temporary to those two men. They sold their children. Bottom line. You know what I mean? Like, and they didn't care. You cannot tell me, can no one tell me that Chad Moss's mother or Usher's mother cared about them? They can't, no one can tell me that because they knew the type of men that, let me not bring this other guy into this. They know the type of man that Puffy is, okay? And you they sold their son to Puffy.
You know
Okay,
what? You know what?
so
Back in those
like,
days, boys were raised a little bit tougher than girls. They were. I don't think the whole homosexual thing was like such of a big out there thing. You know, it was like hidden. That because that whole thing is just now starting to kind of come out in the last like 20 years or 10, 15 years with the
right.
gay rights. So I think back then they probably didn't see the danger of bringing having
Oh,
a boy with a man. You think so? Because I
I
was
don't
thinking
think so. Nope,
because
no, I
back
don't
then
think
was like
so.
a different time back then. Like maybe they like,
They
oh,
knew full
he
well.
gonna teach my boy how to be a man. All that
Nah,
because she's a
mm-mm.
single mother. Maybe it was. You don't
they
think so?
they ain't no, they ain't stupid, and those are black women, and black women know can tell a flamboyant man when they see a flamboyant man, just like a man can see a flamboyant man. Okay, so they weren't stupid. They sold their children, simple as that, to a flamboyant man who was living both lifestyles.
Oh,
Like
you're right.
they seen that because even
Right.
I wasn't I was what I was a kid, and I could tell that something was up with Puffy when I was a kid. Okay, so it because I'm from, like we were talking about earlier. I'm from Boston. You know what I'm saying? And men in Boston weren't walking around wearing shiny suits and dancing around and just hugging and kissing on other men and stuff. They weren't doing that. That is not
Right,
masculine. You know.
right.
And you know
So
what? Wendy Williams was on the news already saying that type of stuff anyway. Like that during
yeah,
that time,
that.
Wendy Williams was broad, like kept was giving him the blues. You know what I'm saying? Giving
Yeah,
P
that
Diddy.
ain't. It's not masculine. It's not masculine, Genesis. They ain't never been masculine. A masculine man is not, and it's not saying that they're. 1 second, it's not saying that they're not. It's not okay for another man to show another man love. I seen that all my life. Men showing each other love, giving each other hugs and stuff like that. But it's the way, it's the nature of how he was doing it. You understand what I'm saying? And we saw it. We saw it. We all
Yeah,
saw it. So ain't
yeah.
no
I
way their
never
parents
like
didn't see it.
where I came from. You never seen it. I just want to bring this to the surface because a lot of conversations that we see on social media, it gives the premise like this was a part of the social fabric of the black experience in the United States, and I beg to differ. I believe
Right.
that social lifestyle crept in when we started to see this on Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Ricky Lake. It
Hmm.
was as if feeding the lifestyle to the general masses. Now, you might have always had that little small segment because when I was coming up, if you did see somebody that was weird, we would be throwing rocks at that person. We wasn't involved in it. And those that weren't involved, they would like separate and go to their little full parties or whatever. They was doing their own little separate thing. It didn't have anything to do with the Black American experience in general. But as we developed in that world, it became more broadcast. Here and there, you'll get a little movie. You might see the alphabet kid in the beauty salon. Then from there, it
Hmm.
started to develop more and more and more and more. And to now,
Right.
it became like culture within the Black
Right.
American experience. So I have to agree with Boss Queen Boss on that. That wasn't a thing that we seen in the hood. We didn't see the
Mm-mm.
flamboyancy of men expressing themselves with all this toxic feminine energy. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know
So
what? I thought that it was more like showmanship because P Diddy was a dancer before he was like an actual like producer. Which I don't think he even really. I'm like, is he a producer? Did he ever like make beats or like actually do this? Was he a producer? He was a producer, right? Executive.
I don't think he ever made a beat in his life. I don't think so.
Well, I guess
Did he, Prince? I don't think he ever made a beat.
yeah,
I don't know how he a
he,
producer.
he was a, he
Anyways,
was a, he was one that, yes, he was a producer,
An
and
executive
he
producer. Yes,
yeah, he knows how to put things together.
together.
Let's
Yeah, he
just
was
say
an executive producer. He
okay.
wasn't
he's
a
a, yeah,
he wasn't a beat. Yeah, so because I'm like, Puffy ain't never make a beat, but he definitely can take some beats and put them together and take people's music and put it
right.
together and create something. You know?
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
what he did. You can't take the talent from me.
Right.
He's definitely because even when you listen to the Juicy song
Right.
on Biggie's album, Ready to Die, he's the one that actually found the old school beat and was like, mix match that. And speaking of Biggie, and this is where we all have to be mindful of and be ready for what's coming down. Now they're like digging people up from the grave. Now you're starting to see Biggie name being involved
I
in these
see.
alpha because one of the things they're pointing out, and we didn't know because we were young, we didn't know. We didn't know that alphabet kid, because that's the word I'm gonna use. Y'all know what I'm saying. We didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that alphabet is in several videos. You know what I mean? We see it in Flavor in the Ear too. We remix it.
Juicy.
We seen Juicy. We see, even in the warning video, who
Mm-hmm.
the hell is this? And the alphabet
Mm-hmm.
kid right.
There's right there. Yep.
So, so we're seeing this process of or this grooming. And anybody that know about a child molester, okay, they have grooming when it stages when it comes to their victims. So we
Right.
see that the music industry is victimizing the audience with this grooming process. And we didn't even
Right.
see, and this Tupac video, how would you want it, how would you feel? And we see an
Mm-hmm.
alphabet video. So we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing these things. So I see the
Oh
sisters
my
is
God.
on. I'm gonna shut my mouth and close my mic and let the sisters get in.
Hey,
Oh
Sugar
my
Love,
God.
welcome to the panel. Welcome to the panel.
Hi, hi, hi. How you doing, beautiful? I was
Hi,
checking
who's this?
out
Sugar
your
who? Sugar
music.
who?
Sugar
Sugar
Love.
Love.
Sugar love. Hey,
Yeah,
sugar.
I was checking your videos out. I will be definitely
Thank
we
you.
will be promoting it. Now I just want to correct something. They didn't give them custody. What they give them is guardianship, right?
Mm-hmm.
The parents
Right.
still have custody, but they
Mm-hmm.
give them guardianship. Now,
Right.
Why? Why do they need to do that? Like for what reason?
because that's so when they go and they can have they can get permission for them like to do things because they you got to remember Usher mother did not give Usher to Puppy, she gave him to L.A. Reid, right?
Oh my
And
god.
remember
Mm-hmm.
Bow Wow didn't just go, remember he went through Snoop Dogg first, right? So you gotta
Yeah.
remember the beginnings,
But he
right?
but
So
he really wasn't with Snoop though. He was just but his mom was he Snoop Dogg never actually had him though. JD had him. Snoop
no,
didn't
Snoop
have
Dogg
Under like
Snoop no
contract?
Snoop no
You
Snoop
mean
Dogg
under
Snoop Dogg,
contract?
the type of music and stuff that he
yeah.
promoted, he was like, nah, I
Mm-hmm.
can't take him. So I'm gonna send him to Jay-Z. But he still had him first. But what I'm gonna do, have him cursing up a storm and stuff. So then he sent them over to JD.
To
Right,
JD. Yeah.
right. But all of them still has a record company. The record company just happens to send it to them. Right. So um now with Biggie, now I know Biggie. He wasn't none of that funny bunny stuff. Maybe when you get into the industry, maybe things change, right? But Biggie was that dude on that corner on Grand Avenue, right? But it's unfortunate, but that has always been that way for centuries, right? It's a shame, but these are the steps you have to take to get to wherever you want to be in their world, right? You can go independent and create your own world. You can create your own music. It might not be, on that level, but long as you're comfortable with yourself and you're comfortable what you're putting out and you're on your own level and you happy, to me, that's all that counts. The people going to find you just like underground music. If they like your music, they're going to find you. They're going
You
to
Hmm.
know,
find you.
you know
You
what?
don't.
It's fun crazy to me, but I'm like that. That it's like that. We've come to find out the people that you didn't even think was like this are like this. Like I've heard some things about Buster Rhymes. I'm like, what? Because you would think about, even though he was a whimsical person, but he's like Jamaican. Like he's like a
He's not
bodybuilder.
Jamaican. He has Jamaican offspring. His parents are Jamaican. He's
So
born.
that
He's
make him
Brooklyn
Jamaican.
now. No, in Brook. No, no, no.
He was
His
raised
culture.
Jamaican.
No, he was not raised Jamaican. His culture is Black American. He ain't even, when he was young, he wasn't even in Jamaica. His culture is straight up Black American, right? A lot of
But
Caribbean.
his parents are Jamaican though. His
No,
parents are
in
Jamaican, but his
not
parents did raise him with Jamaican roots. They did teach him his culture.
no. We all
They
went to
did.
the same. No, we all went to the same schools. I'm from Brooklyn with them, right?
I hear you, but his parents, because he makes it very clear that his parents taught him his culture though.
And he speaks
No,
Jamaican, like patois.
his no,
Patois.
no. You can know. I'm West Indian myself, but I'm
Me
strictly
too.
Brooklyn, right? So I'm telling you, when you're still like like if you're in the house, just like okay, put like this, let's say like special ed, right? He was the only kid of his mother that was born in America. The rest of them was born in Jamaica too. But once you start going to the schools, you're on the playground, you're with American culture, right? You're doing things the way the American culture do. Now, you're
Hmm.
heavy D also, right? That doesn't
I
mean
was just about to say Heavy D. I was just about to say what
right.
about Heavy D?
Yeah,
Because
because
he'll tell you he's Jamaican.
yeah, but their culture, everything they do, they learn from New York culture, right? That doesn't mean you
Hmm.
forget your other culture. You put some soca on right now, baby. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be doing my soca, but
But I'm saying that the thing I'm saying is that it's to me. I know how that's looked upon in Jamaican culture.
no, that's
I
what
know
we
that
think.
that behavior is not acceptable in Jamaican culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that
No,
kind of homosexual
see,
behavior from men. From men.
no, this is where we get confused at, sister. When you and people got to really think about this. When you down with them leaders, I don't care where you from. They just was undercover a long time. Maybe the people in Jamaica did not do that. But if you want to step on any of them stages, you want to be selling them records. If you look at any of their videos, baby, they throwing the same signs up that they do here in America. The elitists is all over the world. The entertainment world belongs to them. Check the videos.
Oh, you talking
Check
about the
Check
symbols?
anyone you check, you're gonna see the same daggone signals, the same signs and signals, same signs and signals. To get on their stages and stuff, not to say what they do and how far they go, I cannot say that. Some may want to stay lower level, someone may want to keep on moving up. Some just say, I'll just go to door number one, right? I'll just stop right there, right?
Fari, Fari X, did you ever get approached in that way? Like, I saw one say, you could give a deal to get a deal with the devil, or to get, you can go even higher if you did this. Did you get like ever approached in that way?
Of course.
Wow. And you had to what? Did you walk away from the deal and say like, and then regret it? Do you regret that you did? Did you take the deal?
I don't regret anything.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I don't regret anything.
Mm.
And I was signed to Warner for a while. But it is what it is. Like I said, I early on in the show, I didn't want to do certain things,
Yeah,
so I had
Well,
man.
to.
And
I like the way she took control. I was watching her videos. I like that she stuck to it and she did
Yeah.
do things her own way. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to fully go through everything. I need to see some of the stuff.
Thank you.
And I'm like, go ahead, girl. You
Did you
know,
did you ever meet like Benzino and all those guys? Because he was running the Source magazine, or was it Vibe magazine back then? Did he owned the Vibe magazine? Oh, Source.
source.
Yeah. So did you ever run into Benzino and work with him at all?
Benzino's probably watching this right now, but he's known me since I was a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually a lot of people give him a bad rap, but I actually
Mm-hmm.
liked him for standing up
Mm-hmm.
for hip hop culture, even with Eminem and different things. I
That's
almost
right.
wish the source still existed, like
Yeah,
in
he
some
knows.
kind of
He
way.
knows
Like,
my whole. He knows my whole family. Like he knows my family.
yeah,
Yeah.
if he's listening, I want to give you props, Benzino. I want to give you props because everybody wants to make fun of Benzino, but he was the main one that spoke
Then
up.
he came at exposed that tape where Eminem was calling our women the B word and calling
Right.
us niggas and all that. Benzino was the one, the very first one to
To
expose that.
expose
So we
him,
want to, yeah,
and it's
we want to
crazy.
give
It's crazy
Benzino.
that Yeah, it's crazy
No, go
that
ahead.
he exposed him like that, but then still our people are still riding for him to this day, even though Benzino exposed him and showed the whole world how racist he is and how he talks about the black woman, and then it's like they're still riding for him regardless. I'm telling you, our people are deeply conditioned. I've been saying this for years.
Because they
They
want to change
conditioned.
the history book.
Like
But I wanted to ask you one question, sweetie. When what made you, because I don't know if they asked you, what made you say, you know what? I think I could do this. Like, when did you start like saying like was it the thing you just started writing in the books, or like what made you say, you know what, I could do this? I mean, just in the beginning, like what was
as
your
far as
journey
the
of,
music,
yeah, the music? I want to hear more about the music. About like, was it like some people probably started out as a journal, some people started out doing poetry, some people just started
yeah.
out, so what was it to say? Was you writing first, or was things coming into your head? Like, what made you like start that first rhyme?
So, like I had said earlier, it was me. It really was Raven Simone. Like I seen a video of her. She had a song come out called "That's What Little Girls Are Made Of." I had already started writing poetry. I began writing
Oh,
poetry when I was like in kindergarten or first grade or something like
okay.
that, and had a couple of pieces published. But it was really hard because I already was rapping, like copying, the artists that was already out. Salt and Pepper, MC
Uh-huh.
Light.
Mm-hmm.
I was big on yeah, Heavy D. We were just talking about Heavy D. Those artists that were out back then. But I wasn't making music then. I was kind of too young, I guess you would say. I just kind of copied
That's
them.
how it
And then it,
started, though. So
and
you
then it
were
was
making music.
singers. And then it was singers that I followed a lot. And I was really inspired by a lot of singers too, like Patti LaBelle and
Oh,
Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston. So um I listen to them a lot, and also listen to Zapp and Roger a lot. So,
oh,
so yeah, so I listen to those people a lot, and they kind of inspired me to create music. So when I did start writing music, I was like maybe I would say 8 or something, like about 8 years
give
old.
yourself all
Yeah,
your credit. Give yourself all your credit, girl.
yeah.
You got Cameron telling people he
wait,
did his first rhyme in the sixth grade. So you
wait, you
give your,
what was your rhyme about? What was your rhyme when
yeah. What you
and
rhyming about?
I get some kitty? You better not step to me.
Shut up, Jack.
Like,
So,
it gotta be something with your name. It's
Shut up.
gotta be your name. If you can't mess
Yeah.
with me, it's something. Like, bust your 8-year-old rhyme. Bust your 8-year-old rhyme. You gotta do it. Hold
I
on.
can't even remember it, but my father actually has my book. Like he has my
Oh,
book
wow.
with my songs in it and stuff. So I know that one of my first songs had something to do with the block I was on, the street I grew up on. Like I remember writing about my hood. Like my hood and Bubba's. Bubba's was the corner store at the top of our street. So I remember I was talking about that in like the song. Like so
Hey,
yeah.
yo,
But
and
that is hip hop. That is hip hop,
I
right? That's straight hip hop
got,
talking about the block, right? Go
Yes.
ahead, my brother.
and also, I got to put it out there because I'm in love. So 40 bars,
Oh gosh. Yes.
shout out to 40 bars, strong female battle rapper in the URL. Y'all have relations. If I'm not mistaken, y'all actually
Yes.
cousins. If I'm not
Yes, that's my
mistaken.
cousin. Yes.
So, how's, how is that interaction? You got 40 bars like this magnificent female battle rapper, and she's a legend. And then in the music industry, do y'all give each
Right.
other pointers? What goes on in that?
Okay.
What's up with that?
So let's talk about me and 40. All right. So when me and 40, all right. So when I actually got 40 rapping. Okay. When we first started, she actually could sing her butt off. I don't know if she can sing. You know, if she still sings, I don't think so. But she could probably sing if she wants to. But I'm the one. So we was actually locked up, and we created a group together when we was locked up. We was in juvie, and name of our group was Boston's Hottest Ladies. And we started writing, and started writing raps, like, and I just kind of, from the rest was history from there. Like, and that was it. Like, we just started making our bars, writing our bars, writing. Everyone always called me the hook master. I'm so dope at writing hooks. I was writing hooks, writing bars. I was heavily, when I was locked up in juvenile, I was heavily inspired by DMX. So a lot of my hooks had a DMX type of rhythm to it. Like it sounded like DMX. Like I sound like a little female.
Uh, so,
So how
So,
did she?
so
Run
you
that.
was the first
Run.
Scarlet.
Sorry about
You was
that.
huh?
the
So
you
she.
was,
Right.
No, I was saying she went. Wait, so y'all this group. How did she wind up? You went your way, and you got with Havoc and became a solo artist, where she went her way and became a female rap battler on
So
URL and
okay, so with that situation, bottom line, I left. I left Boston. That's when I left to Cali. I was in Cali, Vegas, and all that. She wasn't doing no music at the time. She was just doing her hood thing. She was in the streets. And then when I ended up moving to Atlanta, um, shortly after that, maybe about 3 years after I moved to Atlanta. No, maybe 4 years after I moved to Atlanta. Um, I guess Babs, she decided to make Queen of the Ring or something. And
yeah.
Carlisa hit me, 40 bars hit me up, and she was just like, "Hey, you wanna get on, you wanna go with me on this show? It's like a battle, a rap battle thing, and we gotta battle people." And I'm like, oh. And I think around that time is when I was like kind of moving away from music and everything. I'm like, oh no, man, I don't want to do it. She's like, you should do it. We're gonna be famous. We're going in, we're gonna be famous. Like we you should do it. Like I'm like, nah, like let's just get some bars written. Like you gonna kill it. And she did. And she did.
Yeah,
That's just the rest was history for her. Like so
how did you feel now where she at right now? You know she's a legend. She's a legend, hands down.
I'm proud of
Like
her. I'm super proud of her. I'm proud of her. Like all the way, super proud of her. Like a lot of people just don't know like what we went through like in our childhood. You understand what I'm saying? Our preteens, our teens, like a lot of people don't know. We went through more stuff than a lot of guys went through. So to see her excel the way she has, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling because I was part of that, and she was a part of me. So
shout
yeah, I'm
out to
proud of her.
40 bars.
Simple as that.
Shout out to 40
Yeah.
bars. This the mighty Hebrew. Shout out. Now I gotta come at you on this. Africa. Africa. Your interest in Africa. Tell us about your interest. And I know eventually you'll be repatriating to Africa. What's your mind? What's your mind when it comes to returning back
So
to
you
Africa? Here in Tanzania. Tell me, who we talking about?
I've been talking about moving to Africa in the last like 6 years. That's all I've been talking about. So I've
Right.
been like, I want to go to Africa. I want to move to Africa. Like um that's still my heart. Like that's still what it
Right.
is. I don't want
Right.
to say much, right now
Right.
about certain things, but you know what it is. And
Right.
but that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I am going to go to Lesotho. A lot of people, I don't know if Sugar Love knows or Genesis, but like maybe like 7 years ago or eight, probably longer than that, I did some DNA testing and whatever. And the Prime Minister, I was linked to the Kingdom of Lesotho, to the Rain Queens. So the Prime Minister contacted me, and I've been in contact with them ever since because I have the same bloodline as the Queens.
What?
So yeah, they put
And
me in their newspaper
where
and everything.
where is that at?
It's in Southern Africa.
Man, you know, when I was looking
Mm.
at you, I thought you was Ethiopian, but yeah, okay. So wow,
You thought
South
I was
Africa.
Ethiopian?
Yeah, the whole time I was like, oh, she must be from Ethiopia. Yep.
Well, nah. I mean, I'm from
No, you did
Africa
not
originally,
say that.
So, but it's just like, but my roots, I'm from America, but my roots, my family are from the Caribbean.
Are you?
So
You look like you're tall.
I'm not.
You're not.
Everyone says that.
You look like you should be really tall, like 5'11".
I swear I'm not. Everyone thinks that, and it's because of the way I'm proportioned.
Right, your build is like
I'm
real
only
big.
5'3". I'm
Oh my
only 5'3".
No,
Yes,
she
goodness.
just got just like some guys. What you call they? I said they got the limbs. You got like long limbs, even though
I
just like some
do.
people
I
short, but
do.
their limbs are long. That's how
Right.
you
I
know.
That's why I
do.
So
thought like you
yeah,
were like that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
silky or
let me ask
but yeah,
you. You
I am going to be going to South Africa soon.
it's
To finally go
beautiful.
to Lesotho. And yes,
I've been to
yes,
now,
Cape
yes.
Town. It
I
is
know I am going to
absolutely
be there. I'm
breathtaking.
gonna go. But
but
where I'm going to move, that will be announced when I get there. I don't put that
exactly.
business out there until it
Uh
steps,
huh.
you know?
But let me ask you. You said you started getting into healing and spiritual stuff, and you sell stuff. Can you bring us into that world?
Yeah. So I make a lot of different products. I make products for the skin. I'm not doing it right now as we speak. Um, but I can. If someone wants to order, then I'll make it for them. But I make healing products for the skin for dermatitis issues. I make healing products for people. I don't like to say certain things on the video, but certain ailments, I would say. I make
Right.
products for certain ailments. I use all natural herbs. A lot of my herbs, they come from overseas. Some do come from America too, because we do have certain herbs that are here that are healing herbs.
So what
But
made you get in? What made you say? What made you get into doing that?
my great grandma, she was very,
Mm-hmm.
very much into that. And I was
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by my great grandparents and my grandparents for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was
I,
very much into the roots. My great grandmother was Haitian and Bajan.
oh,
So yeah, she was very much into the roots.
what I was going to ask you about Las Vegas. You said you spent time in Las Vegas. What was that lifestyle out there like? Because they have a
Hmm.
music scene, but you'd be surprised that they have a music scene. But just the
Hmm.
lifestyle in Las Vegas alone, like the whole like
I love Vegas.
transientness of it all, right? It's not like a place to live. So you live there, it's like, wow, what is it like to live there?
And I loved Vegas. It's just not a place to live at when you have children. I'm a mother. I would never suggest a mother to raise their children in Las Vegas.
Mm,
So yeah, but I love Vegas. I love the lights. I love the entertainment. I love the fast money out there.
yeah,
So yeah, that's
you could make a lot of money going. Yeah, I imagine so. Like
Mhm.
all that, like people coming in and out from all over with all that money and stuff like that. Just I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you decided, like, okay, when you had your kids, that you couldn't live there.
I actually was living there with them, and it was just like a situation happened where my child came home from school first day of kindergarten, and he was a pimp and he was a crip. And I was like, that's it. Like, yeah, I'm out of here. Like, I left
Yeah.
the next year. I moved completely to Georgia. My son became a crip and a pimp in kindergarten.
And
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah.
no, what? How did it? What?
Yes, I'm not. I cannot. I'm not making this up. Like
Who is he gonna be pimping out the little girls on the playground? What is
he did. He did. He did. He came home with like $5 or something like that. He said his hoe gave it to him or
he? What?
something. Like it was just too much. Like $3 or $5. I can't remember how much it was. It was some singles he had. So
He was already mad. He picked it up fast. Wow,
yeah. Oh
that's
yeah, and he was cripping, and my son was going through that for some time while we was on the West Coast, cripping. So
oh.
yeah,
So
as
how
at a young
he
age in
did he
kindergarten,
get
it's
out of it?
kindergarten, first, second grade, like
Dang.
God.
And he got out of it when he was in Atlanta. They don't have gangs as much out there.
Yeah, they got gangs in there. Yeah, I mean,
So
I don't
wow.
really want to speak on my son's story, but yeah,
Oh,
he did. It
Exactly.
was, you know what I mean. It was still,
Exactly.
it's in Atlanta, you know. So
so
yeah,
is that are those gangs also in the music industry as well? Did you have to join? Does everybody have to kind of join up on like some kind of faction of a gang to be even in the music industry? You know what I'm saying? Because if you from what
no,
if you a lot of it's like street orientated, right? So certain groups, men, might be already in. So you're in with them. Do you have to be a part of that or whatever?
no, you don't have to. Mm-mm.
Right.
So not
Okay.
everything is gang affiliated. No.
I
Mm-mm.
think that might have just
But the
happened
ind- but
recently,
but
more
the
recently.
industry itself is a gang. The industry itself is a gang in itself, though. So
Mhm,
you see what I'm
mhm,
saying? It's his
mhm.
own gang. So yeah, but you don't have to be blue or red to be in the gang. I mean, to be in the industry. Nah.
Did you ever experience anything with the hip hop police?
I don't know what that is. What's the hip hop police?
So back in the day, they used to follow all the rappers around, like the FBI and the police, like when
Oh
they
no,
be for and
no,
stuff like that.
mm-mm.
Like they would like surveillance them. You know what I'm saying?
No. I never had to. So I never got that deep. Like I said, I
I
stepped away
agree.
after
So
a
she
certain
didn't
time.
move up that. She didn't move up the ladder like that.
Right,
DJ
but if she
Yeah,
was
I
like
didn't.
those people like on tour or anything like that, you don't have to like probably be signed to
Well,
them. Even hanging around,
yes,
like
I
you
was.
encounter.
Yeah, but we wasn't. So when I was with Warner and all that, and we did our music and we did our tours, that's when like them franchise boys was out, Crime Mob, stuff like that. We wasn't the South. We didn't. Nah, we wasn't dealing with hip hop police and stuff like that. Like, and plus we was just on the come up. It was that no, we
That must
wasn't
happen
dealing with that.
later on in the deal. When they start to track you down and follow your bus and try
Yeah,
to catch you up.
Prodigy of Mob, yeah, Prodigy of Mob Deep expressed one of the reasons why the hip hop police was developed, and he said this before he died, was to focus on bad boy entertainment and
Hmm.
watching Puff Daddy. This was years ago, and this all is a part of the counterintelligence program, just by a different name. And we know you got the Rex 84, it's the King Alpha Plan, Project Megiddo, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah,
Right,
the hip hop is definitely it's a real thing. But as
right.
we
It is.
close out,
I forgot they called
yeah,
it that. I'm sorry.
yeah. So
Well,
let's close out, y'all. We've been here,
let me just say,
for a
you
minute,
gotta remember,
and that's
majority
closing
of the
remarks.
artists came on because the money that they received came to when they were starting came from the drug dealers on the street.
Mhm,
Yeah, some of them.
mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's true.
maybe
Hmm.
that's probably why. But let's not close out yet. Let me just ask her, like, where do you see yourself going, and where can we find you? Are you still going to be doing music? But where do you see yourself going in your career, so we can stay
So
tuned to you?
right now as we speak, I am producing, writing, and directing films. So and still doing the music. I'm currently working on The Takeover as we speak, and it's inspired off of my first best-selling book called Scars. So, which is a true story. It's a memoir of my life during that time when I wrote it back then. So, a lot of people say that this story reminds them a lot of a Martin Wire in Power. So, that's what The Takeover is. So right now, that's what my plans are, really to continue with creating films and it can continue managing talent like I already was doing and writing for artists. I might only just do features from. I have one more project that I'm getting ready to release, and that's the project that got Havoc on it with my song. I have a few the antidote and songs of that nature are going to be on there. After that, I'm only gonna probably be doing features with people, and that's it, and just focusing more so on the back end of the entertainment, like I was doing like 10 years ago. And like I said, writing films and acting and putting on local talent and helping them be seen, and still doing my business and creating my products and my healing, my things like that. So that's what I plan to do.
Do you have a
Music.
website? You have a website?
Um, I do. I do have a website. It's actually being worked on. It's New Bodies, NUBAWDIES.com. And I'm currently working on that right now. So new things have to be put up there. So it just says unavailable. Because I'm creating.
NUBAWDIES.
Yes,
Okay.
NU. No. Yep. So that's that. I am FariX also my website. But I have that down right now because I'm also updating that. So that's
So
my
can we
other
get you on
website.
Instagram or YouTube somewhere? Where can they get you?
Yes. And you all can find me on Instagram. And no, you can find me on Instagram at FariX Wisdom. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter or X at I am FariX. Where else am I at? I'm still on Black Planet, y'all. I'm still on
Black
MySpace.
Planet.
FariX. Yes. I'm everywhere, FariX. Yes. Y'all can find me everywhere.
Right. Black
And
Planet.
I'm on all the music platforms, Fari X.
Dude,
So
were you on Black Voices too? Black Voices.
I I was
Black Voices, Black
I,
Planet. What the other one?
I'm
My
Black Voices, Black Planet, Moco Space, all that. I'm on Black Planet Artists. Yeah, I'm
Bigo. You're
everywhere.
on Bigo too. Are you on Bigo?
I'm not. I'm
Uh oh,
not.
I found one you ain't on yet. Okay, there you go. Boom, Bigo. You gotta
I'm
join
not on Bingo.
Bigo,
That it.
Bigo, Bigo, Bigo.
Oh no
Bigo.
no no. No,
Bigo.
no, I don't even know what that. I thought you were talking about bingo because they got that app bingo, and that just be going off too much. My one of my children have that on the phone, and I just be seeing it go off too much. I don't even want that on my phone.
Yeah,
So,
That's probably big. That's probably
it might be
Bigo.
Bigo. It might be Bigo because
Probably Bigo.
oh,
yeah,
that's what it's called. Okay, maybe I'm calling it bingo.
Bigo, Bigo, Bigo.
yep.
Because
Yep.
it's always, when you say it's always going off. But the good thing is with Bigo, right? Even though it has a bad name to it, but anything is what you want it to be. If you don't associate yourself with that community, they do have the community where people are promoting their music. You do get a lot of
Uh-huh.
people to watch you or whatever. So you don't have to get into the drama section. Some people stay away from it because it's so much drama. But if you stroll
Uh,
through it, not everybody does that. So, maybe
And
your,
you get
maybe
paid
your
uh,
pretty
hands
good
are
on it. You get
vegan.
paid a pretty dollar. I mean, back in the day, I know that I
Yeah.
used to get paid on there really good.
Hmm.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know she be making some money on there and stuff. Oh, and
Yep.
I'm on TikTok, Queen Boss
Oh,
Faria.
TikTok. However long that's gonna be going on for, make sure you save your stuff that you're putting on there. I don't know how long it's gonna last. We
Well,
Is
trying
it
to
Bigo,
TikTok
it
always
doesn't
come down?
stay. Bigo, it doesn't stay, right? Now, the good thing about Bigo is when you have YouTube people and they snatch it and put it on YouTube, right? Bigo, once you put it up there, it's done, right? YouTube is what
Uh-huh.
really saves Bigo because people are screenshot it, and now that's how your work will last because it's
I'll check
stored
it
on
out.
YouTube. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Abel, make sure you have any exclusives and you're doing any movies or whatever. Just make sure you reach out to us so we can watch and we can support and we can just keep getting your name out there. I'm really thankful
Thank you.
that you came here to tell your story. I'm glad that you have overcame any of your adversities and you're a strong woman and keep it going, my sister.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, y'all.
Mighty Hebrew. Anything
Absolutely.
last to
So
say?
go ahead, DJ Genesis. Yes, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything else. Thank you so much. I enjoyed you. You know, it was fun.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. So any remarks, Fari X, before you leave?
I mean, what you said? I'm sorry.
Last
Any
remarks.
Oh, like
closing
I
out
just said,
now?
thank you all for having me on, and I just want to say a shout out to my cast with the takeover. I want to give a shout out to everyone that was a part of my project, Fariism. Please, you all go stream Fariism, keep streaming it. Download it on Apple. Like I said, it's on every platform. That album is for the grown and sexy. My next album is more of a street album. It's a different vibe. Okay.
Going back to
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Boston, A, I guess you would say. I don't know. Yeah,
Even on
Farizm, Farizm.
and it's
Huh?
so crazy because usually I don't speak to people from Boston, right? And I said, darn out have like big arguments and everything because I am such a Yankee fan, right? So when the Boston the Yankees, when it's baseball season, we do not speak, right? But that's from my younger days.
Okay.
But I'm a sports fanatic like that.
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
sports fanatic like that. But I have overgrown that. But either way, my sister, keep doing your thing. You got
Thank
support
you.
here. You keep smiling, and we're gonna be definitely turning into you. DJ, are you ready for them famous words? She done got herself on out of here. Ugh. But
Genesis, take us out of here.
oh no, yeah, DJ.
Alchemize your energy. Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy. My friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright from darkness to light.